Welcome back to the deep dive. Um, when you look at a massive entertainment setup, I just wonder how it all actually works.
Yeah, like a massive sports bar with 20 screens going at once.
Exactly. Today, we are stripping away the glossy menus and looking right at the infrastructure. We are diving into the Zenty ZT-115.
It sounds super industrial
Hmm.
because, well, it really is.
Right, so the source material calls this an 8x8 HDMI Matrix Switch. But before we get into the crazy specs, let's clear up what that means. I mean, I know what a regular splitter is.
Right, a splitter takes one signal and sends it everywhere.
Right. And a standard switch takes a bunch of inputs and sends them to just one TV. So why a matrix?
Think of it as a grid. A matrix does both of those things at the exact same time. You literally have 8 inputs and 8 outputs.
So input 1 goes to output 1.
Yeah, or input 3 goes straight to output 5. Or you could just blast input 1 to every single screen all at once. It is totally independent routing.
Essentially a digital traffic controller.
Spot on. You are not physically moving HDMI cables around in a closet. You just direct the traffic.
And looking at the datasheet, this traffic moves incredibly fast. The specs show 4K at 60 Hz with HDR10.
Which is pretty standard high-end stuff right now.
Yeah, but I definitely paused at the chroma subsampling spec. It lists YUV 4.4.4. What does that actually mean for you sitting on the couch?
Well, it is a huge detail that consumer gear often skips over. Most streaming video compresses color data to save bandwidth. Usually that is 4.2.0.
Because our eyes care more about brightness than color.
Exactly. But if you are putting up PC desktops or really high detail graphics, which this unit handles a lot, that compression makes text look super fuzzy.
So 4.4.4 means zero compression.
Every single pixel gets its full color data, crisp and clear.
Which completely explains the massive 18 gigabits per second bandwidth requirement on the HDMI 2.0 standard.
Right, you need a massive pipe to push uncompressed 4K at 60 frames without any lag or dropouts.
Let's pivot to audio for a second. In a standard setup, the HDMI just carries everything straight to the TV.
Which is fine until you have a custom rack system. You really don't want the sound coming out of those tiny display speakers.
No, definitely not. You want the video on the screen, but the audio feeding into your big rack amplifiers.
And that is the exact friction point the ZT-115 solves with audio extraction. Every single HDMI output has a dedicated SPDIF port right next to it.
So it essentially splits the brain from the voice.
Beautiful way to put it. It strips the audio data out. Dolby Atmos, DTS.X, you name it. It routes that to your sound system while the video just keeps going to the display.
Okay, but how do you actually drive this beast? I am guessing you don't walk over to a server rack every time you want to switch the game.
I mean, you could use the front buttons, but yeah, that defeats the purpose. The sources really emphasize flexibility here.
They mention a web GUI, right?
Yep, manage it all right from a laptop browser. Plus, there's a dedicated Zenty mobile app and even a standard IR remote.
And the Control 4 drivers. That feels big.
Oh, it is huge for pro consumers. Control 4 is a massive home automation ecosystem. So you integrate this unit, and suddenly you can program a game day button on your wall.
It dims the lights and routes the right games to the right screens automatically.
All at the exact same time, yes.
Now, there is one more acronym here that honestly sounds like a headache. ED management.
It actually prevents headaches. EDI is just the digital handshake. The TV tells the source, hey, I can only handle 1080p.
Or, hey, I am 4K ready.
Exactly. But when you have 8 different screens, that handshake gets super confused and usually just gives you a blank screen. This unit manages that exchange perfectly.
Making sure the source actually sends a signal the TV can understand.
Right. It is a major part of its reliability. This gear is built for churches, security rooms, and restaurants.
The documentation highlighted over 1,000 hours of testing right. Plus electrostatic discharge protection.
It is designed to survive the crazy electrical environment of a commercial rack and just keep running hot without frying.
So taking it all in the Zenty ZT-115 really is the central nervous system for these complex AV setups. Just taking this massive mess of cables and centralizing it into one clean managed 4K pipeline.
Total control over the middle ground. It separates the source from the screen.
So here is a thought I want to leave you with. Let's say you actually had this kind of power in your own home. 8 distinct high-definition information streams routed to 8 different screens.
Sounds intense.
Would you become the ultimate productive multitasker, or would you just be infinitely more distracted? Food for thought. Thanks for joining our deep dive.
Catch you next time.